and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order for today's Tuesday, December 17th. All of these items you see will go on sale Wednesday, December 18th at 10 a.m. at Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Up first, we've got some of the Chotsky that came in this week. We've got Deadpool the Cable Guy. Nice way to charge your phone or your game controller. Just hang him in his arm and he will charge them up for you. Those are pretty cool. And then we also got in some of the Superman Golden Age Omnibuses, Volume 1. For those of you that like old school comics but don't want to pay $8 million to own them all, here you go. Then next up we have in, also from DC, some Wonder Woman by George Perez. I think that's Volume 2 if I'm not mistaken. Then the new Ice Cream Man trade paperbacks are in. I know several of you were waiting on those. They are here. And then we will start this week's comic books with Marvel and issue 1, or Omega, if you will, of 2099. Great looking cover. And that's going to be a common theme. It's a big week for comics, so bear with us. We'll hustle through these best we can. Marvel Agents of Atlas, issue 5. Marvel, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 36. And then, of course, the beautiful variant made our top 5 covers of the week. Congratulations. That's the 2020 variant for Marvel. That looks great. Also, this variant almost got in, the Venom Island variant. Almost got in, but the voting was close. And you know Fox's, only 5 get in that top 5. Next up from DC, we have Aquaman, issue 55. And then, as always, the variant for Aquaman as well. Then from Archie Comics, Archie, the Christmas Spectacular. It does have a little bit of corner damage on them. They are going to be replaced, so if you buy one of them, you'll be able to bring them in a week or two and replace it with the replacement ones if you would like to have in for Christmas. So we have those as well. From Marvel, we have Avengers, issue 28. Great cover on that. DC brings us Joe Hill's, part of their Black Label, Basket Full of Heads, issue 3. Self-explanatory. There's the variant cover on that. Batman, issue 85. I believe that's the last of the City of Bane run. So it's extra sized as they advertise it. It's also $5.99 as I advertise it. The beautiful variant cover, cardstock variant cover for Batman 85, and that also made our top 5 covers of the week. Also from DC, Batman Last Night on Earth, book 3. And just a fantastic, gorgeous cover, as is the variant cover. Also from DC, Batman Superman, issue 5. And again, beautiful cardstock variant cover. Marvel comes in next with Black Panther 19. Let me see. And then we have from Nightfall Vault, we have issue 2 of Black Stars Above. And very interesting story. Very, very nice story. Well done, well drawn, nice product. Then from Titan Comics, we have issue 5 of Blade Runner 2019. Then from Valiant, and if you're not reading Valiant, there's something wrong with you. Bloodshot, The Long Shot, Part 1. And this is issue 4 of Bloodshot. And then for those of you who have that on your pull list, that's the pre-order edition that you'll be getting. DC Comics is up next with Catwoman 18. And that is the beautiful variant cover for that as well. Dynamite Publishing is up next, and also one of our top 5 covers of the week for Chastity, issue 4. Great looking cover. And then that's the variant for Chastity, issue 4. Marvel comes in next with issue 2 of Conan, Serpent War. And the beautiful variant for that. Also one of our top 5 covers of the week. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, we have issue 3 out of the 4 scheduled of Count Crowley, Reluctant Midnight Monster Hunter. Then also from Dark Horse, we have Vox Machina Origins, and that is Series 2, Issue 4. Marvel comes in with Daredevil, issue 15 next. And then the beautiful cover. Nice job, Marvel. Made our top 5 covers of the week. Then from Titan Comics, we have the Doctor Who 13th Doctor Holiday Special. Great shot of Krampus behind her. Although she might, now that the Doctor's a woman, she might have Krampus, you know, if it's that time of the month. Anyway, finally from DC, I know some of you are fainting right now. It is issue 12 out of the 12 scheduled of Doomsday Clock. Only 14 years in the making. We finally get to the end of Doomsday Clock. So those of you who've been waiting to read them can start now, because the last issue is here at Fox's and on sale tomorrow morning. Then we have from Marvel, part of their facsimiles, the Eternals issue 1 facsimile. Also from Marvel, issue 4 of Excalibur. And that is the variant cover for Excalibur. Along the same lines from Marvel, we have issue 4 of Fallen Angels. Image is up next with Jeff Lemire's Family Tree, issue 2. Boom Studios is up next with Greg Pak's Firefly, issue 12. DC comes in next with issue 4 out of the 6 scheduled for Flash Forward. Then the beautiful variant cover for Flash Forward, issue 4. Boom Studios is up next with issue 2 of Folklords. Also an interesting read. Enjoyed that quite a lot. Marvel comes up next with issue 5 of Ghost Spider. Then also from Marvel, issue 12 of Guardians of the Galaxy from Donny Cates. Those of you who've enjoyed the Venom run he had, this Guardians run seems to be quite impressive as well. That's the 2020 variant. Almost made the top 5 covers of the week. Issue 5 of Gwenpool Strikes Out, Goes Home, issue 5. And Image Publishing is up next with Hardcore Reloaded, issue 1. Next up from DC, Black Label, highly anticipated, great series so far, Harleen, book 3. Fantastic cover with her in the straitjacket. And then also the beautiful variant cover for Harleen, issue 3. DC is up next with issue 2 and a nice 80s cover, if I might add, of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, issue 2. And I believe that's also scheduled for 6. Image Publishing comes up next with issue 2 of Heart Attack. And then from Marvel, we have issue 6 of History of the Marvel Universe. DC is up next with The Infected, The Commissioner, issue 1. And then we have from Archaia Press, Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, issue 4. From DC's Black Label, we have John Constantine, Hellblazer, issue 2. Also from DC's Black Label series, Joker Killer Smile, book 2. And the lovely variant for Joker Killer Smile right there. Then also from DC, issue 38 of Scott Snyder's Justice League. And then the fantastic, iconic variant cover for Justice League 38, top 5 cover of the week at Fox's here. Next up from Marvel, the very hot, highly anticipated King Thor, issue 4. Flying out of here in droves, that is. Jason Aaron's writing it, and they do have a different artist than the standard Thor artist. Next up, and I know this is exciting for quite a few of you because you've done this every year that Fox's has sold comics. Grant Morrison and Dan Mora's Klaus and the Life and Times of Joe Christmas, issue 1. Next up from Black Label series at DC, The Last God, issue 3. Then from DC, we have Legions of Superheroes, issue 2. And the gorgeous variant cover for that is just fantastic. Next up from Titan Comics, we have issue 11 of Life is Strange. And then from DC Black Label Series, we have issue 1 of Joe Hill's The Low, Low Woods, written by Carmen Machado. And that's the variant cover for The Low, Low Woods. IDW is up next with issue 4 of Magic the Gathering Chandra. Marvel's up next with issue 4 of Marauders. Then Marvel's up again with issue 2 of Marvel Action Classics Spider-Man 2-in-1. And then Marvel again with issue 12 of Marvel Action Spider-Man. DC is up next with Metal Men issue 3. And then the fantastic variant cover. Speaking of fantastic covers, issue 13 of Image's Middle West from Scotty Young is in and made the top 5 covers of the week. Congratulations, Image. Boom Studios is up next with issue 46 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And as always, the beautiful foil variant for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 46. IDW is up next with issue 1 of Narcos. Marvel is up next with issue 4 of New Mutants. Then from DC, issue 67 of Nightwing. And just an absolutely gorgeous Nightwing variant cover. Made our top 5 covers of the week. Actually got some votes for cover of the week. Next up from Image. And we have some of these that have some damage on it, but they would be replaced as well when sold. Issue 1 of The Old Guard Force Multiply. So it's kind of the second volume of The Old Guard, but a great run for Image. Looking forward to it. Then next up from Boom Studios, Kieran Gillen's Once and Future issue 5. Image Publishing is up next with Pretty Violent issue 5. The next title is from Image Publishing and Mark Millar. It is American Jesus, the New Messiah, issue 1. And you can see the wild variant covers. That also made our top 5 covers of the week. That one didn't quite make it. It wasn't pale enough. You can see this was a little bit more pale. And then we have the blank cover variant. If you go to Comic-Cons like SIU Comic-Con or maybe down at Metropolis or maybe you're just Dave Clark and you want some blank cover variants for yourself. So there you are, blank cover variant for American Jesus. From Black Box Comics, we have Psycho List number 5. Sounds like all the women Mr. Fox took to prom. Then we have from Marvel, issue 1 of Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Then from Oni Press, we have issue 57 of Rick and Morty. Then from Valiant, issue 3 of Roku. And then again, if you have that on your pull list, that is the version of it you'll get from Fox's. And if you're not reading Valiant, there's something wrong with you. Marvel is up next with issue 28 of Runaways. And let me see, Marvel also is up next with issue 2 of Scream, Curse of Carnage. And then we have from Image Publishing, issue 4 of Safe Sex. DC comes in next with issue 9 of Shazam. And just a fantastic cover. Again, made our top 5 covers of the week. And that's a hard list to make. Next up from Marvel, issue 3 of J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. Quite a few of you enjoying that run. And then just the absolute beautiful 2099 variant of that made our top 5 covers of the week. Great job, Marvel. For those of you who play the game, Spider-Man Velocity, issue 5, part of their Gamerverse. Then from IDW, a great book that quite a few of you picked up and have enjoyed. I have yet to meet someone that just didn't love the book. It is Picard, Star Trek Picard, issue 2. And of course, there's the beautiful, I think that's Spock, if I'm not mistaken, on the variant. But that's pretty wild. Or maybe that's, is it that Kylo Ren? Is that who that is? Okay. Next up also from IDW, issue 9 of Star Trek Year 5. Then from Marvel, issue 1 of Star Wars, Empire Ascendant. And then part of the Greatest Moments variants, the Star Wars Ascendant, or Empire Ascendant Star Wars title, issue 1. Then we have, also from Marvel, Star Wars, The Rise of Kylo Ren. Okay. And then we have the variant cover, which is gorgeous. Should have made the top 5, but I'd already used the words Kylo Ren, so we couldn't put it in. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, issue 5 of Strayed, a great comic for cat lovers out there, and even if you don't like cats, which if you don't like cats, there's something wrong with you, so don't read Valiant either. And then, as always, the variant cover for that. DC is up next with the relaunch of Suicide Squad, issue 1. And then the fantastic, I'm supposing deceased covers, Suicide Squad #1 relaunch. And for the Dave Clarks out there, or if you're going to a local Comic-Con worth going to, there is a blank cover variant right there. DC is up next with Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, issue 6. You can see what a big week it is for comics here at Fox's. One of the runners-up for cover of the week is the variant cover for Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, #6. Great cover. You can actually see Batman in his lenses, so that's why he's so frightened and pooping himself. DC is up again with issue 37 of Teen Titans. And there is the Teen Titans variant cover. Marvel's up next with issue 19 of Tony Stark Iron Man, the Ultron Agenda. And then we have, from Audible, we have Vampire State Building, issue 3. Quite a few of you reading that and enjoying that. And there's the great variant cover. And yet another variant cover for that. Just fantastic. Oh, wait, we're not done. There's yet another Vampire State Building issue 3 variant cover. All of them fantastic and all of them wonderful. Next up from Dynamite, we have a throwback to issue 2 of Vampirella, recreated for your enjoyment. And speaking of Vampirella, we have some really nice things to share with you here. This is Vampirella, issue 6. And this is an acetate cover on the top of it, so you can see there she is in all her loveliness. With the acetate cover over it, it's blood-soaked and gory. That's pretty cool. Then we have the Vampirella blue foil variant, which is just gorgeous. And then we have the Vampirella green foil variant, which is just beautiful. And if you pay Mr. Fox enough, there's also the foil virgin variant. That's out there. Then from Valiant, we have, and that is cover of the week. So the voting is done. That is cover of the week. Valiant is up next with The Visitor, issue 1. And those of you who were smart enough to have that on your pull list, that's the one you'll get. More pages of content and a different cover at the same price. Although apparently the cover doesn't want to stay on my stack of books. Next up from DC, we have Wonder Woman, issue 83. And then the variant cover for issue 83 of Wonder Woman. Speaking of Wonder Woman, we have the Black Label series of Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Fantastic looking, should be wonderful. Next up from, and we were shorted some of these, so Diamond we've talked to Diamond and they're going to get them to us rather quickly, so you will be taken care of if it's on your pull list. Then we have the Wonder Woman Giant, which is fantastic looking and has a lot of action-packed stories in it. From Marvel, we have issue 4 of X-Force. And then we have from DC, Year of the Villain, Hell Arise, issue 1. And for the Dave Clarks out there, or for those of you going to a worthwhile local Comic-Con, the blank cover variant for Year of the Villain, Hell Arise. And also the Year of the Villain, Hell Arise variant cover that looks like that. that looks like all the comics that are in this week. As you can see, it's a big list. Get your butt down here with a lot of money and buy a lot of comics from Fox's before the holidays. Thanks so much, and hope to see you on Wednesday, the 18th of December.